Okay, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's Mike from Millennium Martial Arts. It's episode 159 for Time Out Tuesday. So this is the 159th week that I've been coming to you live on Tuesday afternoons with some either thoughts about the dojo, thoughts in general. So today, I want to talk a little bit about our primary mission, which is to teach self-defense, obviously, but maybe not so obviously. Different schools have different goals. So there are schools that focus on tournaments. There are schools that focus on fitness. There are schools that focus on self-defense like we do. There are schools that may even teach an art that really just lends itself to aesthetic practice, but not necessarily for the purpose of self-defense. There's a lot of different focuses that people can have. Our main focus, though, is to teach self-defense. And in doing so, obviously, there's an element of fitness that we put into our program because with part of being able to defend yourself, of course, is being agile and flexible and quick and strong. But one of the most important things about muscle memory, one of the most important things about self-defense is this concept of muscle memory, that we're going to train in the same thing over and over again so that under a stressful situation, the things that we do are just natural. We don't have to refer back to our manual or really think very hard because as I discuss with our students on a pretty regular basis, from the time that someone decides to attack you to the time that you could be knocked out on the ground, worse, can be a fraction of 1 second. And we don't really have time under stress to give a lot of thought to what our next moves are. We just need to be able to move. We need to be able to move in ways that are dynamic enough that they will solve the problem. And the problem that we're having in a violent situation is that someone's trying to hurt us. It is imperative that we don't get hit, don't get hurt, don't get killed, I guess in that order, and that we strike back hard enough such that the person trying to attack us has no choice but to cease their attack. And one of the things that we do is we drill this. We drill all kinds of different self-defense scenarios that will work in a variety of different ways so that in the event that something were to happen, this muscle memory would hopefully just kick in and we would be able to take care of business and escape safely. One of the things that we talk about are the steps that you take in a self-defense situation so that the mind just automatically works. And we talk about covering our body, covering up, getting out of the way of the strike. We talk about protecting against the strike. We try not to talk too much about blocking because I don't want to train students that this is like the movies where you block, 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 block 25 times. I want them to strike hard at the thing that's coming at them, maybe injure the arm or the part of the body that's coming at you, and then immediately start striking. So there's the protect yourself and then the strike part. And then this striking that we talk about doing is ongoing until the wind is out of the sails of the aggressor. And we just train on that concept. We have the students talking about it. We have the students practicing it. We have them practicing relentless attacks, one attack to another attack, one combination of moves to another combination of moves, knitting them together in different combinations. Bag work, partner work, all kinds of different ways. And they remember this order. Well, self-defense is a habit. And that holds true for anybody who wants to preserve their own life, whether or not you're training in the martial arts or not. For the third time in just a couple of years, I heard a story this week firsthand that was about a family member of one of our members who had a frightening encounter in the parking lot of a local store. It's actually the third story about the same parking lot that I've heard. And in this particular case, fortunately, uninjured, but a little shaken up, as you can probably expect. the person did all of the right things for the most part to put themselves into a safe situation. But when I heard the story, I realized that there was a couple of things that they should have done that were just probably not part of their habits. So in other words, they protected themselves, but they didn't take the next move. Now, in this particular case, they were sheltered. They had gotten into their car safely and locked the door. That's great because that's basically the protection stuff. But the next stage is to get out of that area before the other person has a chance to think or a chance to, one of the things that we talk about in self-defense is that you want to keep the other person very busy. You don't want to give them room or time to work. And so by getting into their car and locking the doors very rapidly, they definitely took some of the wind out of the person's sails because they were not able to easily get in. They would have had to have taken much more aggressive action, breaking a window or something else, to perpetrate their attack, presumably. I mean, I guess we don't really know what they were actually intending. But one of the things that they could have done that would have been just one notch better would have been get in the car, lock the doors, drive away. But most of us get in our cars. If we're smart enough to lock our doors, that's great. But then we futz with our phone, we put our earbuds in, we put our drink in our thing, we get ourselves all comfortable. It's a better idea, especially if you're alone in a parking lot, in a dark parking lot in particular, alone at night. If you think that you're the type of person that could be viewed as a victim by somebody else, get away. So get in your car and drive away. Now, if you really do need to get your earbuds and get your drink situated, that's okay. Drive 100 yards away. Get yourself situated. By the time that person decides that they actually want to really follow you 100 yards because they don't know that you're going to stop in 100 yards, you're probably safe from that particular incident. And that's the kind of thing that you really need to train yourself in your thought process, that there's a series of steps that you're going to take. If you're walking out of a store late at night, you're going to keep your wits about you. You're going to keep your eyes open. You're going to keep your eyes off your phone and on the surroundings. You're going to be trying to approach your car from a distance. Take a look at what's going on around your car. Hopefully you parked under a light so that it's not dark. You're going to have your keys ready to get into your car, and maybe even some type of a self-defense weapon in your hand. Don't keep a self-defense weapon in your pocketbook. Keep a self-defense weapon in your hand. A self-defense weapon can take many forms. A strobe light, a whistling sound, a little handheld object that you can strike or hit somebody with. But if you think about the steps, and then you're going to get to your car, look around your car, get in your car, lock the door, start the ignition, drive away. If that's your series of things that you do procedurally and you get yourself into the habit of doing it, you will have created self-defense as a habit and you'll be less likely to be victimized. I wish that more people took self-defense courses. Sadly, there's a statistic that says approximately 70% of the people that take a self-defense course after they've been victimized. So I encourage everybody to take some form of self-defense. Men, women, children, everybody should have some ability to protect themselves and have strategies for situational awareness, I suppose. I feel really strongly about this. If things were normal right now, I would probably be inclined to have a self-defense workshop. We have a really good 3-hour program that we do a few times throughout the year, not in the last year because of COVID, but my inclination is as soon as things return back to normal, I think that I'm going to have a free version of that for our members and their families, multiple sessions if necessary, because I would like to at least expose everybody to some concepts that I think are really important to protecting yourself out there. People are under a lot of stress right now, and that could maybe increase the possibility of of violent encounters. And so I think we have to be aware. We have to be aware of our surroundings and know what to do. If you don't know what to do, it doesn't matter how aware you are. Well, maybe it's better to be aware so you can avoid, but knowing what to do is definitely half the battle. So with that said, keep an eye out. Once things return to normal, I'll post that and get a bunch of people in a room and go through the seminar. It's been we've gotten very good feedback from it, and I hope that we'll have a lot of attendance to that. It's an important thing, and it's important that you learn it and practice it. So, all right. With that said, I hope everyone has a wonderful day today, and I will see you at the dojo. Peace.